Good morning, it's Paula Rowlands with Paula Rowlands Coaching, and we're in the kitchen again this Monday. And who of you out there are dealing with gluten-free? We're going to make a gluten-free, delicious, refreshing salad, and it can be a side salad, it can be a lunch salad, or it can be a whole meal salad. So put down if you're gluten-free. Now this is a tabbouli salad, but we're not using tabbouli, but I didn't know how else to describe that. And my hair is still wet. I just got out of the shower. It's so hot here that I'm doing my gardening before everything else in the morning. So I was up at 6 o'clock. I was out taking my walk. I was in the garden by 7:30, and yeah, I've already done my sweating, got all the outdoor stuff done, so it's time for some indoor and some refreshing. This is going to be lunch today, and it'll probably last all week. So do you like a dish that's going to last for more than one day? I love a dish that's going to last for more than one day. So let's see who we've got. Hi Donna, hi Steve. Good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. So I think I've got everything out here, so let's get started. And I will post the recipe in a couple of hours because I have another call right after this. But I want to get this started so you guys can make it too. So pay attention to the quantities, and I'll get the thing up there. So thanks, Steve. So the first thing that we want to do with our tabbouli salad, you've got all the stuff out here. We've got a bunch of green onions, and I've washed everything already, and I've actually pre-cut a couple of things. We've got a bunch of green onions. This recipe calls for 2 tomatoes. When you're using Romas, which I prefer to use for salads because they're a little less juicy and more meaty, I'm using 3 because they're a little smaller. 1 green pepper, 1 cucumber. I'm not going to peel this because this is the English cucumber and it's organic and there's nothing wrong with the peel and it's extra fiber. Half an onion, so we'll cut that in half. We're going to have a whole bunch of parsley. There are 2 different kinds of parsley. There's the curly parsley and there's the Italian parsley. It's really a matter of what you like for your own texture. So, hi Lauren. And then also we've got our olive oil, we've got salt and pepper to taste, and here's our not tabbouli. I have pre-cooked some couscous, quinoa. Quinoa is really high in protein. It's a seed, not a grain. So this is gluten-free. And we're going to start with this. I started it earlier because it takes about 20 minutes to cook, and you can see as it cooks, it starts getting these little spirally. It's really a fun texture. You can't really see that. I did wash my hands, by the way. So that's okay. I'll see you later, Steve. So we'll put this in first and let this. It's still a little hot, so we're going to let this cool. So we're going to have 2/3 of a cup of the quinoa. This is really a great protein. This is nice to have in your refrigerator anyway, just to have on hand for a good filling snack, especially when you're really wanting something that's filling that's going to stick with you for a while. I'll put this aside so we have some room. And I have my big bowl today because there's a lot of room to mix in this. I still don't know who gave this to me for our wedding. And I feel awful because I never sent them a thank you note because it was never identified. Best bowl ever. So have a big mixing bowl somewhere in your house. It's just, there's unbeatable uses. So then we're going to start with our parsley then. And we're going to chop this up. I like to keep it, and this has been rinsed already. I like to keep it in the bunch. It's still rubber banded in the bunch, and I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I'm going to, if you don't wash it, it's going to have a little bit of dirt in it. You don't want to have the dirt. You don't want to end up chewing the dirt and breaking your teeth. And leave it in the bundle, and you just start at one end, and you're just going to quick chop this. This is really easy to keep it in the bunch, and it keeps you from getting too many of the stems. Not that stems are bad. I love the strong, pungent, fresh smell of this. It's almost as fresh as like fresh cut grass. It's just lovely. So you can see what I have left is a bunch of pretty much stems. So I would probably chop this just a little bit more. You don't want to end up, ever have one of those salads at the restaurant where they don't cut the lettuce or break the lettuce enough and you've got this big mouth of uncut greens in your mouth? So you can cut this as finely as you want to. I think this is probably good. And we'll just plunk that in the bowl. So then we're going to do our mint. Oh, I didn't put that in here. So I've got a couple of sprigs of mint. It's about 2 tablespoons, and I'm just going to strip the leaves off of a couple of stems. I'm not going to measure it. You can do without the mint. You will notice a difference, and it really does make it refreshing. So see if you can get some mint. We happen to have some volunteers from our neighbors going through the fence, which is kind of handy. So let's see who we got. Hi, Brian. Hi, Maria. Maria, you must be back from your adventures. Maria was in Kentucky at Kentucky Horse Park jumping her horse. How fun is that? Okay, so we've got the parsley, we've got the quinoa, and we've got the mint leaves in there. Now we're going to do the tomatoes. And I'm not going to seed these. I'm going to use a different knife. Remember, we're using a serrated knife for that smooth-skinned fruit and vegetable. So I'm not going to seed these this time. I did for the gazpacho last week, and you can do that if you are sensitive to nightshade plants, or if you have tummy troubles. You'll probably want to seed the tomatoes because of the lectins in there. There's a little bit of irritating features to that it's a protective device by the plant to keep animals from eating the things before they're ready to go to seed. So we'll get this. We got 1 more tomato to go. And again, these can be as finely or thickly chopped. This is really a matter of, what is your mouth like? Do you like heavy texture? Do you like something that's more fine and minced up? You want to treat your mouth. Your mouth has some serious needs when you're eating, and if you don't address what your mouth is looking for, if you've ever gone on a special diet for anything where you're just not getting the creaminess of things, and your mouth starts to really ache for it, and you can sabotage yourself that way. So, hi, Michelle. Obviously, I have to do this later. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. So, have you ever had tabbouli salad before? Have you ever had this? Have you ever had any salad with quinoa before? We've got the tomatoes in here, and let's see, what have we got now on here? Let's do, now I use a separate cutting board, and I told you this last week too. I use a separate cutting board for my spicy, pungent things that might make the cutting board taste like things, because I also cut fruit and do not like my fruit tasting like onions. So we've got half of an onion. I'm going to use my smooth knife. The sharper your knife, the safer your knife is, by the way. If you're thinking, oh my God, this is a huge knife, this is a nice sharp knife. Obviously, I'm not cutting it like this. My son used to work for Cutco Knives, and I have some great knives. When we cut, the best way to cut is to cut like this with this kind of a knife. And you see my fingers are up by the handle, but on the metal itself, and then wrap around to grip. That's a really good, safe way to do it. So this is not a sweet onion, this is a regular onion. And I'm just going to cut the ends off. And we'll just do a quick chop on this. I like my onions cut a little more finely, so I'll probably not mince these, but I'll chop them up pretty good. That one's done for now. So we'll just go right back to this. And if I do this a couple of rounds like this, then we're gonna be really good to go. Oop, we got one on the floor. That happens. And I didn't wash the floor this morning, so that one is not going in the salad. Aren't you glad you're not coming over to eat here? No, I wouldn't do that to you. Promise I wouldn't do that to you. Okay, this is probably about good. So I'll poke those in there. And now, as long as I've got this cutting board out, I'll get the green onions. And what we don't want are those little hairy ends. And a lot of people don't want the greens. I like the greens. I think they're very subtle, and they add some fluff to it, but I will cut off the hairy ends of the bulbs. We probably don't want to eat those. They're not harmful for you, but I don't like to eat the roots. Other roots I like to eat, but not that. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Kathy. So, do you like onions? Onions are a really, really great antioxidant food, and you do want more antioxidants in your diet. It's a really high immune boosting food, any kind of onion. So, it's one thing there's a special remedy with all sorts of nasty things in it, like horseradish and onions and peppers. And it really, those pungent things are the things that help our immune system. They really knock bugs out well. They help boost what our gut can do. So I'm gonna cut this pretty far down. This is a lot of onions, isn't it? So this is then, of course, it's an immune boosting salad. Oh, we missed this one. I'm not gonna bother. So this is plenty of onions, don't you think? Look good? And that's that onion is a little more delicate than the regular onion for flavor. So we'll appreciate that. And then I think we've got our cucumber. This one, again, it calls for a seeded and chopped cucumber. And I don't seed these kind of cucumbers. I love buying these kind of cucumbers the most because when you cut this up, look how tiny those seeds are. I mean, there's nothing to seed. You get to eat the whole vegetable. You're not wasting anything. So I'm gonna cut each half into thirds because I want these pieces to be a little bit smaller. I look like I just came from the pool, don't I? And I'm gonna cut this in half just to expedite my chopping. And I'm going to, if I can do this, actually I could switch cutting boards here again. That'll be easier, a little more room since we're done with the pungent stuff. And I can just go right through like this. Have to come up pretty high, but it's working pretty well. You want to have your knuckles up in the forefront there so that as you get close to your hand, you're not getting your fingertips, that your knuckles will run against the side of the blade and protect you from getting those chopped. And we've got yummy. Oh, it smells fresh. Again, that fresh mown grass green smell. I love that. So let's see. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. It's been a long time. Well, so we got, hi, Cindy. Okay. Now we've got green pepper. Now I already seeded the green pepper. I'm gonna, because this is that smooth skin, I'm gonna use the serrated knife and I'm gonna cut it from the top in. Otherwise, you end up only half cutting it and then they're stuck together. And I'm just gonna do like little crescent moon cuts off of this to make slices and then we'll chop it crossways. And this is a whole green pepper in here. And I probably don't need to tell you to seed it. It's mostly a no-brainer with green peppers. And then the nice thing about a serrated knife, a good serrated knife, is when you slide it across the cutting board like this, it does not dull the knife. Whereas with a straight blade, you don't want to slide it across the counter like that because it will dull your blade. That's not a sliding kind of a knife. So what questions do you have? Do you have a salad that you really count on for as a summer salad? I just really love to have a couple of prepared salads just ready in the house, available to eat anytime I want to. So if I have one that's prepared, I'm gonna make another batch of gazpacho because the first one was so good. And that and this are gonna last me for the next week. The family eats it too, but I love it the most. And it's an easy thing to grab for lunch or if you're in a hurry for dinner. It's just wonderful to have on hand. So we've got quite a stack of veggies in here. So right now, other than 2/3 cup of quinoa, this is all veggies. It's a lot of veggies. This is gonna be a delicious salad. And then now we get to the dressing part. And the dressing part is really simple. It's 2 to 3 lemons juiced. Get my little juicer out, my hand juicer. If you have, actually, I do have a juicer. No, not this one. This one. No, not that one either. Where is it? Well, I don't know. There it is. It ran away without me. I did use it this morning. So what you want to do to juice your lemons, first you want to roll them and release the juice inside those membranes. And I do a lot in the summer with lemons. Lemons are really, really good liver cleansers. If you have a lot of waste going through, if you're doing a detox, if you're doing a lot of hard, heavy work and workouts, your liver's doing extra work. If you're healing from a disease or an illness, your liver's doing a lot of work to get bad stuff out. So you will want to have some more lemons. And actually, lemon water first thing in the morning, one of these in a glass like a 12 to 16 ounce glass like this with water is a perfect way to start the day and get your body going. Just give your liver a good kick start. So we'll just quick juice these. I'm going to use 3 because these are smaller lemons, and I just love lemons in the summer. How do you feel about lemons? Are they good? Vinegar's good too, but in the summer, lemons are so refreshing. So let's see. It's a little bit too far away. I guess I should wear my glasses. So hi, Rhonda. So thank you everybody for watching. Now, if you would like the recipe, pop back a little bit later, a couple hours from now. I will get the recipe on my website, and you guys can pop in and grab that. I'll put the video up there too, but it's kind of a busy day today, and I won't get it to it for a little while yet. So we're getting a good amount of lemon juice here. Yummy. And this smells really refreshing too. This is a good wake up. Now it also helps boost your metabolism a bit, so you definitely want to have some lemons in your day. And it keeps your pH balance good too. So let's see, 3 lemons, about 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice. I would prefer that you use, I always recommend using fresh lemon juice over the bottled stuff, because the bottled stuff is reconstituted and it's not a living organism anymore. It's been pasteurized, it's dead, and it's not going to benefit you nearly as much. And then we're going to have 4 tablespoons of really good olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and you want the cold pressed first pressing when possible. So we'll put 4 of these in here. This lemon, or this olive oil, I shouldn't talk while I'm trying to count too. This olive oil is delicious just as a dipper with some spices and seasonings in it, and you know, dip it with some really good bread if you're not gluten-free, or gluten-free bread. So then it's just salt and pepper to taste. And I don't know, I always salt and pepper my stuff after I get it on the table and taste it, because you never know what the taste is. But we'll start with this, and this is gonna then marinate in the refrigerator for, well, till lunchtime. For me, that's about 3 hours, and then we can really enjoy this. So this is our tabbouli, non-tabbouli salad. We'll see how pretty this looks. It's Christmas colors, green and red and white. So I guess that could be somebody's flag. Whose flag is that? Oh, yum. This is looking really good. So you can see the grains, or not the grains, but the seeds. The quinoa seed is right through there. Hi, Valerie. So this is, oh my gosh, this smells so good already. So this is your salad for the week if you choose to make this recipe. I hope you will. So put down below, if you want me to tag you when I get the recipe posted, put recipe down below, and I will be happy to do that. And then you can have it officially, and you can print it out, and it's all ready to go. And if you have any questions about any of the ingredients that are in this, as far as the quinoa, I usually get that in a bag like this. It's organic. This happens to be the Kroger brand or Simple Truth, and it cooks the same way as rice, as white rice. Half or 1 part this, 2 parts water, and you cook it pretty much just like rice, about the same amount as white rice. So if you have other questions, let's see. Oh, you're so welcome, Cindy. This would be a really good one for you right now with where you are in your health, Cindy. So I hope you take the opportunity to make it and really enjoy it. I'm gonna go comb my hair one more time before my video conference, and I will see you on Friday. I'm gonna be at a conference on Friday, but I'm gonna post in there. We're gonna have a Facebook Live in the morning before my conference starts, and I will see you then. If you have some questions before that, or if you want the recipe, put recipe down below, and I will answer all your questions when I'm done with my call. I'll see you later. Have a fantastic week and a delicious week. Bye for now.